Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Abhijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview questions. So let me share my screen. So first question is, so we are continuing this code pipeline series, and the first question is, can you describe a complex code pipeline architecture that you have implemented? Any complex code pipeline architecture that you have implemented? So based on your project experience, you will be sharing it. I have given one sample example. Uh, let's say that in one of the project I have implemented AWS code pipeline for 20 microservices. And each service had its own life cycle, like own pipeline, and it will follow standardized governance or standardized set of rules for compliance, quality, and rollback. Okay. And objective also was to reuse common components across the multiple pipelines. So that will come to later. First, let's look at how is the pipeline architecture. So we used GitHub source code we kept in GitHub, and GitHub webhook will trigger that pipeline. And we have a multi-branch we have a multi-branch, and each branch is mapped to each environment. Uh, that will be discussing just after this. So that is the source stage. Build stage, we are using code build. We are using Dockerized container. We are creating Dockerized container. Then test phase, we are doing unit testing, integration testing, security scanning. So before Dockerization itself, we are doing unit test, and after deployment, we are doing the uh, integration testing, security scanning, and final deployment approval. It will go through approval gates. So there will be approval from the release management team. Basically, QA team will be testing, and they will give approval, and it will be deployed to ECS. And we are doing a blue green for production. And finally, we have monitoring stage where we have CloudWatch alarms, log, dashboards, Lambda-based auto rollback, etc. We have implemented. So key features implemented. We have implemented multi-branch strategy. Feature branches we are deploying to develop branch we are deploying to QA. So all the complete features when it's merged to a develop branch, it's getting tested in the QA environment, a test environment. Then finally, it's when QA is approving and it's going to the then we are pushing it to release branch. We are tagging it in the release. In the develop branch, to it will go to the release, and the release it will deploy to staging, and finally main will be deployed to the production. So different branches that map to different environment, and each branch was mapped to a specific environment, ensuring clear promotion paths and graded approvals. And environment promotions we're doing with manual approval. So once approval is pending, there will be Slack notification as notification. And automated approval we're doing for small things, small changes, where developer is mentioning it's a safe to uh, skip approval. So we are ensuring the time window enforcement only during business hours only. We are doing that. If something happens, developers are there to fix that issue. And we are also using auto rollback using CloudWatch and Lambda. So we are checking using CloudWatch Alarm to monitor 500 errors, 5 errors, any server errors, internal server errors, CPU spikes, login failures. And if we are seeing that error, we are using Lambda to roll it back. And we are also using compliance security at every stage, compliance security in every stage, OWASP, JAP, Zinc, Sync, Stackout. We are having data in the testing phase. Lambda SNS for inter-service coordination. If there is another dependent model is the dependent pipeline, so we are notifying using Lambda. So Lambda notify dependent pipelines trigger downstream builds or test. So downstream build and test is done by Lambda. So challenges like a dependency matrix, auth must deploy before booking. So there is a dependency matrix that we are maintaining. So authorization module should be deployed before the booking module, and so we have created a dependency graph and using Lambda to enforce deploy order. So Lambda will be enforcing the deployment order. The order we are maintaining a particular orders, and that's getting deployed by maintained by Lambda. Pipeline resource conflict. So we moved to parallel code builds runners and dedicated queues. Secret management, we are using secret manager, IAM roles, auto-rotated every 30 days. Artifacts, there are too many artifacts getting created, so we are using lifecycle rules, and after maybe 3 months, we are just deleting those old artifacts. Artifacts pruning policies we have set. Pipeline explosions, there are like 20 defined microservices, so too many pipelines now. And so what we did initially, we were doing it from UI. After that, we went for pipeline as a code. We are creating the pipeline as a code so that it's reusable. Uh, and if we, let's say, like in one, uh, there are 20 different services, and in 20 different services, we're using 20 pipelines, and we are doing this on our queue maybe for 20 of them. And in tomorrow, maybe we want to change a on our queue to something else. Then instead of updating all the 20, we can update in one common area. So it will get reflected. And the way code works, right? Reusability, modular. So that way we are uh, we are coding the pipeline. So it's a kind of infrastructure as a code. So this helped us. We got a good results, and it helped the business also. Deployment frequency, we were able to increase weekly to daily. Lead time for change, earlier like it was to be 2 weeks, but now within 2-3 hours we are able to uh, identify any change failure rates. We are able to capture. Mean time recovery also reduced. Within 50 minutes, we are able to recover from the failure. So with this setup, we ship faster, increased quality, and reduced on-call fatigue dramatically. So what we learned that we have to modularize the pipeline. It should be modular so that component can be reusable. Enforce standards via common stages, taste approval rollback, automatic security and compliance, and use cloud-native event-driven coordination. So this is the way we have implemented the whole uh, AWS CodePipeline. Now we'll go to the next interview question. What emerging trends do you see in CI/CD, and how might they affect the code pipeline? So what are the trends you're seeing? So trends, there is also sample answer. So trends we are seeing that it's a cloud native, it's becoming more of a cloud native, security centric, AI driven, multi cloud, right? So earlier people used to do in-house or the own server, but now everything they're moving to cloud. It's a cloud native. Even everything is getting integrated in the cloud. Security is a key focus, and we and slowly AI also will start integrating. So a couple of things are getting very popular. GitOps, so infrastructure as a code and like a single source of truth. Git becomes a single source of truth for application and infrastructure data, infrastructure state. Every environment change is committed and versioned in Git. So GitOps is becoming very popular. And then next one is a serverless CI/CD. CI/CD workflow is shifting from always on to event-driven serverless architecture using Lambda, state function, API gateway. Serverless is the another change we are seeing. Then security first CI/CD. Security is no longer is afterthought. It's getting integrated with the during the build phase early in the pipeline. So shift left or shift first CI/CD. Shiftless CI/CD is happening. Security we are not doing after deployment. Security doing at the build stage only. And we are also seeing AI/ML deployment pipelines. People are using Amazon SageMaker pipelines. Use stages for data processing, model training, version tagging, A/B deployment, rollback if model underperforms. So where AI/ML is used, metrics, different metrics, and pattern trends are identified. Multi-cloud and hybrid deployment. People nowadays don't want to keep their infrastructure only in one cloud. Like if today AWS cloud is done, your whole service is affected. So you have AWS cloud, some deployment in AWS cloud. You have another backup running on Oracle cloud, another infrastructure running on maybe Azure cloud. So you are reducing your risk by spreading on different cloud service providers. So multi-cloud strategies are also getting very, very popular. People want to avoid vendor lock-in also. and comply with the regional regulation. So multi-cloud also another popular trend. GenAI LLM in DevOps also it's an emerging trend. So intelligent DevOps assistant we are seeing GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT with API integration, summarizing build logs, recommended fields. So AI is able to summarize the build log, it's able to understand the code, understand the build log, able to pinpoint the issue. It's able to create a ticket and pinpoint the issue. So what we are doing in our company, maybe we are integrated like what we call pipeline and GenAI, and we can just chat. So latest build deployment reason are just fixed based on the logs. So we can just chat DevOps chat kind of thing. We are trying out GenAI based. So they are the emerging trends we are noticing. So summary of trends: GitOps, serverless CI/CD, security first, shift left testing, integrated compliance, AI/ML workflow, model A/B testing, deployment, SageMaker integration, multi-cloud, hybrid deployment, cross-cloud orchestration, uh, and sometimes some other cloud are offering cheaper. Sometimes Oracle is offering cheaper storage, or Google is offering cheaper maybe GPU. So if company wants to run something on AI model on GPU, they might want to go for different cloud provider. So people are not sticking to one cloud. GNI for DevOps, smart automation, pipeline intelligence. So these are the common trends we are observing. So let's go to the quiz section. How were deployments to different environment controlled in multi-branch study? Branch to environment mapping was enforced. Feature today main to prod. So answer is C. Branch to environment mapping. Branch is mapped to the environment. So answer is C. What can trigger an automatic rollback in production deployment? What can trigger automatic rollback in production deployment? Unit test failure, no. Failed GitHub action, no. Unit test is done before the deployment. CloudWatch alarms on metrics like 586 errors and CPU usage. Which tool were integrated for security scanning and compliance during testing? This is the one. AWS app seeing and check out for compliance and security. Which mechanism can be used to notify dependent microservices trigger downstream build? So SMS topic and Lambda. The answer is already. Yeah. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also follow DevOps Challenge Hub LinkedIn page. I post quiz and contest daily, and you can participate in that. And you can also follow my DevOps Challenge Hub WhatsApp channel. I post updates regularly, and I'm also going to organize live quiz, live interview sessions, mock interview sessions, so you can participate in that. You will get all the updates, the details on the WhatsApp channel. Thank you for watching this video, and see you again in the next video.